What if I told you the most challenging dog could become your most rewarding success story? From explosive lunges and relentless barking to calm, confident companionship, the transformation of a reactive dog is nothing short of miraculous. We're pulling back the curtain on this incredible journey, revealing the dedication, empathy, and groundbreaking science that turn fear into boundless joy. This isn't just about obedience, it's about healing hearts. Every reactive dog hides a story of misunderstanding and fear. Their behavior isn't defiance, it's distress. And with the right approach, that storm of anxiety can give way to trust, confidence, and joy. Today, we explore how reactivity begins, how transformation unfolds, and how hope can rewrite even the hardest stories. The silent struggle, understanding reactivity. Hook, chaos, or cry for help. Imagine standing in a crowded park as your dog suddenly lunges, barking wildly at another dog across the street. People stare, whispering. Your hands tighten on the leash, your heart sinks. It feels like chaos, but what if this chaos is actually a cry for help? Reactivity isn't a display of dominance or bad behavior, it's communication. It's a dog's way of saying, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. Behind the growls and barking lies confusion, overstimulation, and fear. These dogs aren't trying to fight, they're trying to cope with emotions they can't yet manage. Understanding this shift in perspective changes everything. When we see reactivity as an emotional overflow rather than aggression, we stop punishing and start helping. We listen instead of judging. Because sometimes, the loudest dog is the one that's been misunderstood the longest. And that's where real healing begins, not with correction, but with compassion. Defining reactivity beyond aggression. Reactivity is an umbrella term that covers a wide range of responses, barking, lunging, growling, or freezing, triggered by fear, anxiety, or overstimulation. Unlike aggression, which is intent to harm, reactivity stems from emotional insecurity. It's the canine equivalent of a panic attack or sensory overload. A reactive dog's brain goes into overdrive. Their heart races, pupils dilate, adrenaline surges. They can't think, only react. That's why commands often don't work during these moments. The dog isn't ignoring you. They're physiologically incapable of rational thought. Understanding this neurological reality is the first step toward change. Trainers and behaviorists see reactivity as a communication problem, not disobedience. These dogs have learned that big reactions make scary things go away. Over time, this becomes a habit loop. Trigger equals outburst equals relief. The goal of rehabilitation isn't suppression but rewiring, helping the dog learn that calmness, not chaos, leads to safety. Common triggers. What makes a dog react? Every reactive dog has a unique set of triggers, the things that ignite their fear or frustration. Some dogs react to other canines, especially if they've had negative past encounters. Others become overstimulated by strangers, bicycles, or children's sudden movements. Loud noises like fireworks or thunder can also cause extreme distress. Environmental factors play a major role too. Crowded sidewalks, echoing hallways, or unfamiliar spaces can overwhelm sensitive dogs. Even subtle cues, a person wearing a hat, a strange scent, or a rustling bag can set off reactivity if the dog associates it with discomfort. It's essential to remember that these triggers don't appear out of nowhere. They're learned through experience. A single bad moment, like being startled or attacked, can create a lasting emotional imprint. Identifying these triggers is like detective work, carefully observing what happens right before each reaction. Once we know what the dog fears, we can rebuild their sense of safety, step by step. The breakthrough blueprint, our approach. Initial assessment, reading between the lines. The first step in transforming a reactive dog is understanding why they react. We begin not with correction, but with observation. Trainers spend hours quietly watching how the dog moves, how they breathe, where their gaze lingers. These subtle signals reveal volumes about their internal state. Body language becomes the window to their mind. A tucked tail signals fear, stiff posture shows tension, lip licking or yawning can indicate stress. Even the direction of ear movement can speak of unease or curiosity. By decoding these cues, we uncover emotional patterns that guide our strategy. This assessment stage is about empathy, not judgment. We identify root causes: fear, lack of structure, past trauma, or insufficient socialization. Only then do we build a customized plan. This patient observation reminds us, dogs speak constantly, just not in words. To help them heal, we must first learn to listen in their language, movement, energy, and emotion. The rehabilitation pillars: positive change through science. Successful rehabilitation rests on 3 core pillars: positive reinforcement, desensitization, and counter-conditioning. Positive reinforcement means rewarding desired behavior. When a reactive dog sees a trigger but remains calm, they're immediately rewarded with treats, praise, or play. This teaches the brain that calmness equals good outcomes. Over time, the dog replaces fear with anticipation of something pleasant. Desensitization is gradual exposure. If a dog fears other dogs, we start at a distance where they can notice but not react. As comfort grows, we slowly reduce that distance. This builds resilience through tiny, successful steps. Counter-conditioning flips the emotional script. Instead of seeing a trigger as a threat, the dog learns to associate it with joy and safety. A once-feared sight becomes a signal for treats and love. Together, these pillars reshape the dog's emotional world, replacing fear-based reflexes with trust-based responses. It's not magic, it's neuroscience applied with heart. Tools and techniques, building safety and structure. Behind every breakthrough are practical tools and consistent techniques. The leash, for example, is more than control, it's communication. A tight, tense leash amplifies anxiety, while a relaxed grip signals calm. Trainers learn to move in sync with the dog, guiding rather than restraining. Creating safe spaces is another essential step. A reactive dog needs a sanctuary, a quiet room, crate, or fenced yard where they can decompress without fear. This stability lowers stress hormones and rebuilds trust in the environment. High-value rewards, like chicken, cheese, or a favorite toy, act as emotional currency. They motivate the dog to stay engaged even during challenging moments. Structured walks reinforce leadership and focus, teaching the dog to stay present rather than reactive. Consistency is key. These tools, used daily, help the dog predict what comes next. Predictability replaces panic. Over time, these small practices lay the foundation for transformation, proving that safety and structure can heal even the most reactive soul. Moments of truth, real-world training. Case Study 1. Luna's Journey to Calm. Luna, a 2-year-old mixed breed, entered training after months of chaotic walks. She barked at every noise and lunged at any moving shape. Her owners felt defeated until they learned to start small. Training began in a quiet, fenced area. For the first sessions, there were no commands, just peaceful walking and rewards for calm eye contact. Luna's trainer rewarded even the smallest moments of self-control, reinforcing a sense of safety. Once she could relax in silence, they introduced distant triggers: a person walking by, another dog 200 feet away. Each week, the triggers moved closer, and Luna learned that calmness brought rewards, not conflict. Her threshold expanded, her fear shrank. The first time she passed another dog without barking, her owner cried tears of relief. It wasn't perfection, it was progress. Luna's journey proved that reactivity isn't permanent. It's a story waiting to be rewritten through patience and empathy. Case Study 2. Rex and the Street Challenge. Rex, a 70-pound German Shepherd mix, had one mission on walks: bark at every dog in sight. His strength made him hard to manage, and walks became stressful for everyone. His rehabilitation focused on one key principle: distance and timing. We identified his threshold distance, about 50 feet from another dog. At 51 feet, Rex could see without reacting. That's where training began. Each sighting became a game. See a dog, get a treat. Slowly, the emotional script flipped. Dogs meant good things. Over weeks, we shortened the distance. 40 feet, 30, 20. Each calm step brought a reward. When he finally walked past another dog at 10 feet without a sound, it wasn't luck, it was learning. Rex had built new emotional associations. His reactivity melted into curiosity. His owners no longer feared walks, they enjoyed them. Rex's story reminds us that breakthroughs come not from force, but from trust and timing. Addressing setbacks, turning frustration into feedback. Progress in reactivity training is rarely linear. There are good days and days when old habits return. A sudden bark, a lunge, or a bad session can feel like failure. But in reality, setbacks are powerful teachers. Each outburst tells us something. Maybe the trigger was too close, or the dog was tired, hungry, or overstimulated. Behaviorists use these moments as feedback, adjusting the plan rather than abandoning it. If the dog reacts, we take a step back, more distance, fewer distractions, slower pacing. The goal isn't perfection, but consistency. Progress means fewer reactions, quicker recoveries, calmer energy. Trainers remind owners to celebrate micro-wins, one quiet moment, one smooth walk, one calm glance. With compassion and flexibility, setbacks become stepping stones. They remind us that healing isn't a straight road, it's a winding path paved with patience. Beyond behavior, the holistic transformation. Building trust and connection. Rehabilitation is more than behavior modification, it's relationship restoration. A reactive dog learns, through consistency and kindness, that their human is a safe anchor in a chaotic world. Every calm glance, every gentle correction, builds a foundation of trust. Eye contact becomes communication. The dog learns, when I'm unsure, I can look to you. This bond replaces panic with partnership. For many dogs, this is the first time they've ever felt understood. Trust doesn't come from dominance, it comes from reliability. Feeding, walking, and training on a schedule show the dog that their world is predictable. Predictability breeds peace. Over time, a once-reactive dog begins to relax naturally, knowing their person will handle whatever comes their way. That emotional bond, quiet, loyal, and unspoken, is the true success story. Physical and mental enrichment. A reactive dog isn't just emotionally tense, they're mentally and physically understimulated. That's why enrichment plays a vital role in transformation. Exercise burns off anxious energy, while mental work gives purpose and satisfaction. Daily walks, fetch, and agility games build confidence. Puzzle toys and slow feeders engage the mind, teaching problem-solving and patience. Scent work, like hiding treats or using no-work kits, channels natural instincts into calm, focused play. These activities shift the dog's attention from fear to curiosity. Enrichment also strengthens the bond between dog and human. It replaces "don't do that" with "let's do this together." When a dog's physical, mental, and emotional needs align, balance emerges. They stop reacting because they finally feel fulfilled. A tired, mentally satisfied dog is a peaceful dog, one who sees the world as a playground, not a threat. The after, from chaos to confidence. The transformation moment is unforgettable. The once frenzied dog now walks with a loose leash, tail wagging, eyes soft. The owner, once tense and embarrassed, now smiles proudly. What was once chaos is now calm connection. Luna now lounges calmly at outdoor cafes. Rex enjoys park walks with other dogs nearby. They're not fixed, they're free. Their reactivity no longer defines them. It's part of their story, not their identity. These after moments aren't just behavioral milestones, they're emotional awakenings. They show that even the most reactive hearts can learn peace when met with understanding. For trainers, seeing that calm exhale, that look of trust, is the ultimate reward. Because every transformation tells the same truth. When we replace fear with love, miracles happen. A message of hope and action. For current owners, practical tips for the journey. If you're living with a reactive dog, take a breath, you're not alone. Thousands of owners face the same struggle, and thousands of dogs have found peace. The first step is accepting that reactivity isn't bad behavior, it's communication. Here's where to begin. Stay calm. Your dog mirrors your emotions. Breathe deeply and move slowly. Give space. Avoid triggers that push your dog beyond their threshold. Reward calmness. Every relaxed glance or step deserves praise. Skip punishment. Yelling or yanking adds fear. Choose redirection and reward. Be consistent. Predictability builds trust. 6. Seek help. A certified behaviorist can design a plan tailored to your dog's needs. Rehabilitation is a journey, not a race. Some days will be hard, but every small win matters. Remember, your dog isn't fighting you, they're fighting fear. Together, you can win that battle. The ripple effect. Healing beyond the leash. When one reactive dog transforms, the impact spreads far beyond the home. Families rediscover joy in walks and playtime. Children learn patience and empathy. Neighbors see the power of understanding over judgment. Shelters benefit too. As more people realize reactive dogs aren't bad, adoption rates rise. Each rehabilitated dog becomes an ambassador for compassion. Trainers, rescuers, and owners form a network of hope, proving that change is always possible. Communities become safer and kinder when we choose understanding over fear. Because every calm walk, every gentle correction sends a message: love works. Rehabilitation doesn't just save dogs, it teaches humans to be better listeners, leaders, and companions. The next chapter is yours to write. If this story inspired you, share it. Support rescues that specialize in reactive dogs. Volunteer, foster, or simply spread awareness that these dogs are capable of transformation. Educate others that reactivity isn't hopeless, it's an invitation to grow together. Every time you help one reactive dog, you make the world a little more patient, a little more kind. Every dog deserves a chance to rewrite their story. Every bark hides a message waiting to be heard. And every fearful heart, when met with compassion, can learn to trust again.